My name is David Kennan, and I am one of the co-founders of Timberchain. In this short video, I'm going to show you how Timberchain tracks a bag of hardwood oak pellets sold at a Home Depot store in Norwich, upstate New York, back to the original plantation. The supply chain we're going to replicate shows the timber originating from a red oak plantation. Logs are harvested and sent to Thompson's sawmill, where hardwood oak pellets are produced. The wood pellets are then sent to a Home Depot warehouse, where they are packaged into Home Depot branded 20-pound plastic bags. Okay, so let's log into Timberchain and see how we track the wood pellets back to the plantation. Once we have logged in, the first thing we see is a list of all the sites in our supply chain. We can find a specific site using the filters at the top. Let's take a look at our site, the Red Oak Plantation in Georgia. Every site has its own map identifying its location and a stock table detailing what inventory it has received and has available to move to other sites. If the site is a plantation or timber concession, it must have an authorised harvest plan issued by a government or an approved harvest plan by a certification body detailing what species of timber and volume it is allowed to harvest. Here we can see the Red Oak Plantation has a harvest plan of 10,000 cubic metres authorised, and so far 500 cubic metres have left the site. If we click on the stock, we can see what products have left. 350 cubic metres of sawn logs and 150 cubic metres of chips. To move a volume of timber, we create a waybill. So let's create a movement of timber from the plantation to Thompson's sawmill nearby. An electronic waybill is displayed and the relevant information about the contents being transported is updated. The destination site, driver's details, vehicle details, and the product and volume being transported. Once the waybill is saved, we can see that the stock table has been debited from the plantation. The stock table at the sawmill, however, will not be credited until the waybill is accepted. So let's go to the Thompson sawmill site. As you can see, there is currently 150 cubic metres of South American oak available. If we click on the link to view all of the movements to this site, we can see the waybill we have just created. By clicking on the waybill, we can see a summary of the movement. Once we are happy that the physical load on the truck is the same as what is described on the waybill, we click Accept. The stock table at Thompson's sawmill has now been credited with 50 cubic metres we transported. The same process of creating movements continues from the sawmill to the depot warehouse in Louisiana and on to the Home Depot store in upstate New York. So let's go to the Home Depot store in Norwich. As you can see, we have a stock table indicating there is 50 cubic metres of South American oak in this location. To view the details, we click on the link to view all received timber movements. We then click on the waybill and we're able to create a digital passport for this volume of timber. The digital passport collects all of the movement data back to a verified origin, from where the volume of timber has originated. The system uses a FIFO calculation to prove where the timber has originated. At the top, we can see a summary of the timber received. 50 cubic metres of South American oak. Below there is the information about the journey back to the origin, driver's details, total distance travelled, and a map displaying all of the points in the supply chain through which the timber has travelled. On the right hand side is a list of each movement. If you click on each movement, you can see where that movement has occurred on the map. Below the map is a list of all the documentation associated with the journey, such as all of the waybills back to the origin, the SFI Forestry Management Plan, proof of land ownership, proof of tax payment in 2018. If you click on the SFI Forestry Management Plan, the user is able to view the original document. If the user wants to print off a PDF version of the digital passport to send to a customer or attach to transport documents to prove the legal origin of the timber, we simply fill out the relevant fields. We then click Generate Digital Passport and a printable PDF version is displayed. The digital passport provides a summary of the journey the hardwood oak pellets have travelled back to its origin. Combining all of the movements and documentation associated with the chain of custody provides an easy to read and understandable format for anyone interested in understanding the origin of the timber, helping to prove its legality and meeting all certification standards. I hope that's given you a quick overview of how the software works. Many thanks.